Here at home, more than 800 firefighters are trying to gain control of a wildfire in the Angeles National Forest. They're not only battling the raging flames, but also hot and dry conditions that have created what the National Weather Service is now calling the potential for explosive fire growth. The fire began late yesterday near Morris Dam, north of Azusa. It has already scorched 750 acres and is less than 10% contained. Let's go live down to John Caddy's Climac. He is at the command post. John.
Hi, Kim. First and foremost, I want to point out that it is hot already this morning, 11 o'clock, and the temperatures are really starting to get pretty bad. If it's this bad down here, you can only imagine what it's going to be like up on the mountain just a little bit later. Where we are here at the command post, way in the distance behind me, you see that there's a helicopter here. That's just one of many that they're using. Across the way, there are boxes set up, and the reason for that is they're full of supplies, food and water, because firefighters expect to be here at least the rest of the week. Let's take you up live above the fire and show you what it looks like right now. It continues to burn at this hour. Firefighters saying what they're concerned about is what's going to happen later, because they know the potential of how bad this could get. Red is rarely a good color. The red of the flames express the intense heat of this fire. The red on the water, a reflection of the red in the sky. A sun masked by smoke and embers still billowing from a canyon crying out in pain.
Latest numbers, we are at 750 acres, about 1,000 personnel on the ground.
The Morris fire is far from contained and continues to grow. While it hasn't made victims of people, it has taken the habitat of others. With a red flag warning in place, the winds combined with steep hillsides and hot temperatures could make for a hazardous few days.
The steep elevations that we have in this area, so it's really slope driven, and we have some thick brush out here, so it's running through the brush.
One of the big problems for firefighters with this specific fire is that a lot of times the fire is actually going into these little hole areas, kind of little valleys that are inside these canyons. And once it gets in there, the wind really starts to pick it up. That's why they've had to do a lot of these back burns here to start a fire actually by the roadside, so that once fires like this get close to it, it'll put itself out.
If it gets down in those areas, we just want to watch those, and the fire will run up to the hillside, and we'll try to contain that and try to cut it off there.
Helicopters are taking over much of the duty, constantly getting water from the Morris Dam and using it to douse flames from above. While firefighters get their boots, hoses, and shovels on the ground, it's a joint effort, and that's a good thing, because one shift in the wind and this fire could easily turn ugly.
We're going to hit this as hard as we can, get those boots on the ground, and try to get this fire pinched off.
Now, there are some evacuations that are in place. Mind you, there are no homes that are threatened. There are some structures, but firefighters say no homes in this one. The evacuations that are in order are for anybody in the backcountry doing any recreation. They say don't be in there. There are some voluntary evacuations in order for the folks that have permits to be up there. Camp Williams, of course, up there in the mountain, a private area. They're being asked to leave if they can, just in case. Kim?
John, you mentioned earlier the acreage. Are they anticipating that to change later on today?
They are. They're using an infrared system. Apparently they used it a little bit last night with a plane that was up in the air, and then some more this morning. This system is supposed to be able to take a look at a different way of mapping this out using the heat that's on the ground. It's supposed to give them a very accurate reading. They're expecting to have that a little later this afternoon.
All right, John Caddy's Climac, thank you for that live report.